How we doing, ladies?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you?
Good, good. Olivia, good to see your smiling face. Mina, pleasure
Yeah,
as always. Laura, fuck off. No, I'm kidding.
fantastic. Love it. All smiles now that we're well fed and rested.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, like I hate to make it sound like I'm whiny because it's like I know we're all very privileged to do this, but like being I think 5 weeks post show for me and already being at practically 500 grams of carbs on training days, I'm like, fuck me in my asshole. I'm over it. I am over it, guys. I'm fucking over it. Like, I'm just like, I don't even want like a cut because like I still have fucking striations, but I'm like, I'm about to like do honey enemas, just like stick it up my asshole and pray for the best.
I was about to say like an
That's like
IV of dextrose.
Dude, honestly, it's yeah. I'm we placed my Costco order, and we're like, okay, like I don't want to eat bullshit because obviously, like you don't want your digestion to go to crap, but like at the same time, it's like you can only put so much food in your body and digest it as well. So it's like you got to find that balance, and I've never had that, 5 weeks post show. But what a blessing! What a blessing to have.
yeah. Well, it's like that typical like people are like, "Oh, I wish I could eat that much." I'm like,
No,
"No,
you
you really
don't.
don't." Yeah, you don't. It's not comfortable. I would rather be hungry than forcing food down and completely snap.
Dude, exactly,
I feel like I'm
exactly.
that person that like it doesn't matter how much food you give me, I'm still hungry. Doesn't matter.
But like,
How high does your food get? Like
yeah.
how much?
The highest my food got last off season was like 3,200 calories. Um, so it's a decent. I'm small too. I'm 5 feet, so it's definitely. But I'm always that person that's like I could eat more. I'm so hungry. Like,
I'm already using enzymes. I bought apple cider vinegar. I'm like, I'm like, fuck
yeah.
me. But
Get
also,
it
like,
down.
yeah, I'm like, but you know what? I also like, I want to be very careful of how I say this because I'm posing WPD and people are like, are you switching to WPD? I'm like, no, I just want to be a big bitch and train everything because I was like, if I have to hip thrust one more goddamn time, I'm gonna kill myself. Like,
Mhm.
with all due respect to
Wrong
all of
chat
the
right here.
wellness, I know, with all the wellness fatties I am surrounding myself, I was like, I miss doing a row or a bicep curl or literally anything but glutes, right? And of course, like all the ladies in here, they're like,
No,
Mm,
I get that. I
no,
do.
I'm
No,
with you.
I missed all of that stuff, so that's why I'm like so excited to basically be like stepping away from the stage for a while,
oh,
being able to just literally do whatever the fuck I want because I
We
don't have
we
to train for a category.
we should do like a round robin because I feel like every single one of us has something like
we're
kind
just
of
so excited.
big. So
We're
actually,
dummy.
I'm really curious. I'd love to hear about this. So, you just did your first pro season. You had an amazing outcome. You looked fantastic. I followed all of it and whatever. It was like, when's she gonna be on? Uh, but talk about like, what is your reasoning for wanting to step away? Is it a permanent thing? Is it like family goals? All of that. Like, tell us everything. Or to your
Uh,
point.
it's pretty much it's family goals.
Yep.
Me
Oh,
and my husband Paul want to start a family. I promised him babies before he turns 40, and he's turning 38 this year.
Yep.
So we have to we have to get a head start on that. Yep, clock is ticking. Um, I'm totally okay with stepping away from the stage. I love bodybuilding. I love competing. But it's not my like single passion, I would say. Like I don't identify as a bodybuilder and I like being athletic. I like doing other things and just being fit for the sake of being fit and athletic. So I'm excited for that transition. Um, I'm not gonna say like I'm never gonna step on stage again. I don't know what my life is gonna look like once we have a family, right? So the stage may be there in the future at some point. I know there's a lot of top Olympians that have kids in
mhm.
their late 30s that continue to succeed. So possible. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the route I'm going down. So I don't have to train specifically to fit a category anymore. So I can run, I can do some upper body, and just kind of change around my training.
I have
That's
a
awesome.
question. How about we raise our hands if we have questions, Laura?
There's an option for that, isn't there?
I don't fucking know. Oh, there is. Okay, Olivia, my hand is raised. Please call on me,
Okay.
mommy. Call on me, mommy. Mommy.
Yes, that.
Okay, so can you pronounce your last name? Is it Oneid or Oneid?
Oneid.
Oneid. Okay. So
Yeah.
baby Oneid. This is a serious question, and Paul, I want to hear your response too. Is baby Oneid gonna be a bodybuilder or a powerlifter?
Whatever they choose to do.
Wrong answer, Olivia. The correct answer was bodybuilder.
They probably a bodybuilder. There's less risk of injury, let's say, in bodybuilding.
Olivia, how old are you?
30. I don't know why I had to think about that for a second. I almost said 28, but mine is turning 28 next week, so that was just like in my head. Like, I'm 28 too.
We're the same.
I'm in the opposite age scenario of you.
Yeah.
So I'll be 38 in 10 days and Josh is 30. And I'm kind of in the like last year hurrah type thing too for hopefully trying to have a rugrat after. So
Yeah. It's exciting.
yeah,
Like
for sure.
it'll just be kind of closing a chapter. And I mean I was gonna say before the thought left my head. Before I stepped on stage and did my pro debut, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be fine stepping away, whatever the outcome is. And then like finishing the shows and not getting a medal and not finishing top 5, I was like, I want that top 5. Like I want it. I want to keep going. I want another show to get it. So there's always that like you finish a season and you're like, okay, I want more. I want to do better. And it's definitely there.
That's normal.
too.
You know, like, I don't know. I've kind of gone back and forth in my head a lot too about like, will that be it? And the more I'm like working with women, to be honest, that are going through pregnancy, having babies, the recovery, all of that, like, I think it's very realistic. I think that obviously, especially when you're at the point you're only having one child, maybe a little bit more consuming for what's needed of you having multiple, if that's the decision you guys go. But I think that after having one baby, it'd still be really realistic. If you want to get back to competing, you can.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it'll just be cool, obviously, to share that experience too.
Yeah.
With clients, other people who are going down the same route or think that their priorities and their fitness goals are over once they have a child.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I got you.
Here-
I got you.
Do you guys hear like?
Yeah. I was wondering if it was someone's AC.
No, I've got nothing on.
I have a fan. I mean,
I
the
think it
overhead
might be
fan
me.
is on. I can try turning that off. Don't think that's it.
We could see. I hear it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the Mina, you bitch. Well, Mina, we're gonna pick on you next. So
No,
you're.
she's
I didn't
frozen.
know
There she is.
that you were the baby of the group.
I guess so.
I guess so.
Not by much.
Well, it's
Are you?
Ash, you're 29.
Yeah.
So we're
I'm
like,
gonna be dirty 30 in April.
um,
Yeah.
it's a big
And
one.
it is. It'll be a huge one. But congratulations, Miss IFBB Pro. Let's relive show day and that whole ordeal, but from your perspective, since you're the one that got to live it.
So yeah, this season was very different. I've never had a training partner until Olivia. So like the weeks just kind of went by. I never had that fatigue and like that dread of like, oh, I have to go to the gym. This lift is gonna suck. It was like I get to go see my friend and she's gonna push me really hard. So like when it was time to leave, I was like, so the show is next week. Okay. And I was honestly like, I'm a very anxious, like want to control everything type of person. So going into the show, I'm like, am I okay? Like, am I just this like, is everything cool? Because I have not freaked out once. And for context, like last season, my coach, who also coaches my boyfriend, was like texting him on the side, like, "Hey, can you calm Mina down? Because she's like having an existential crisis." And I experienced none of that. So, this prep was like I'm just starting from the beginning. But this prep was so much easier, and I hate using that word, but, like, having, someone to share it with, again, training with Olivia, my food didn't get as low, my cardio never got as high, and I think some of that too was just, like, my mindset. It kept me from, like, I didn't have all these external stress factors, so my body was just able to respond better. Um, but show day was pretty magical. I got 7 full hours of sleep the night before, and I woke up and I was like, "This is gonna be good." Um, because that's never happened to me. I'm usually, like, get a good 3 hours of sleep, wake up 17 times, have a panic attack in the middle of the night. Um, Valid, right? Um, and then show day itself, like, it was just smooth sailing. My hair and makeup appointment was at 6:45 in the morning, and so, like, versus 3:30, so
Yeah.
everything was really just aligning. The worst thing that happened the whole prep was when I cut my hair way too short on accident. I'm like, if that is the worst thing that could happen, like, this is going to be awesome. So I went into the show with 0 expectations. Of course, like, I mean, I wanted to do well. I want my pro card. Getting 4th place last season was not ideal, but I had a backup plan in place. I knew my boyfriend's doing nationals in Texas, so I knew I'm like, if anything happens, like, I'll just keep going. And that took a lot of pressure off of me. So show day, I mean, I don't even know if I fully answered your question here. I'm just like telling you the whole tale of my trip to Pittsburgh. It
But
was
like what I want people to realize is like the difference in your perception of it. And you said something really powerful. I'll just keep going. And a lot of people forget that that's an option. Like, if you don't get the outcome you want, you get to, holy shit, you get to do the thing that you love, bodybuild. You get to do another show, or you get to do an off season, or even if you don't want to do competitive bodybuilding anymore, kind of like where I'm at and Olivia's at, like, you can always come back to it. But like we're
yeah.
still going to train, we're still going to eat, and we're also going to continue to live life. Like that's fucking amazing. But specifically like on show day, like because I had the live stream and I watched you, and like the way that I took in your presentation was another day at the office. Would you agree, or were you like, oh no?
No, very much like back I love to talk about some digestion. I was so at peace when I was backstage. I was standing in line and I was like, I have to go use the rep. Like, I have to go number 2 right now. That's how chill I was. I wasn't running through my posing. I was talking to the girls. Usually I'm gonna be that person. I'm gonna go through my posing 497 times, just drill it and drill it and drill it. But I'm like, I've put in the work, so I'm just gonna hang out right now until I get up there. And I was just chilling. I wasn't, which was so weird for me and such a new experience. Like, I wasn't nervous. Of course, I got a little bit excited once they did the first call out and I was holding that center spot and they didn't move me at all. And I'm like, okay, it's happening again. And I got like a little, like, holding my core was a little bit more difficult because my heart was just beating so fast. I'm like, okay, this could actually happen. But I was pretty cool, calm, and collected. I don't know if you noticed the only like adverse moment I had, the carpet was not like stapled to the ground. I can pose on carpet, but it was like walking on water. So I wasn't able to like sink into my transitions as hard as I usually like to. And that kind of got in my head a little bit in the moment, but I tried to not show it. I'm like, okay, well, if I perform at 80%, it's going to be fine. So
I
That
mean,
stage is
clearly.
that stage is
That's
tough.
I'm sorry.
That stage is tough. I've done North Americans and it's always carpet, it's always uneven, it's always like, just please don't let me fall off my shoes.
That I it when we did the walk to the back in the overall, I did stumble and it like lit a fire in me. It made me so mad. Like, people who know me, you could see it when I walked back to the front. I was like, I'm putting on a show now because I stumbled. And I like, with being a opposing coach being my job, I was like, I can't let people show that I have faults too or that I make mistakes as well. But I will give myself a little bit of grace because of carpet. And Laura, you made me feel better too. I'm like, okay, it's not just me.
No, and honestly, I was on that stage in 2018 and it was like that. Like it's been that long.
Okay. So
So
it's a consistent one.
Well,
consistent.
Mina, I can tell you as like your posing client, like my second show day, but after you as my posing coach, like I stumbled not because it was carpet, because there was tape that wasn't taped to the ground, and so I kept getting wrapped up in my fucking shoe, and I was like, would Mina be upset if I didn't nail my routine because I'm getting tripped up in tape that I can't control? No. And so like when I saw like the little stumble, I was like, oh, she's human too. So like opposing coaches and as well as bodybuilding coaches, like it's not even like a flaw. It's just like they're human too. And when you see that humanness and you see how they address it and deal with it, you didn't decide to act like a bitch and get all huffy puffy. If anything, again, like you said, it was lit and it was on. And like you just decided to go like overdrive. And I saw that and I was like, that's my girl. Like that's Maya. And I was like so happy. And so obviously, like from my point of view, when they called your name, of course I was next to Eric, just absolutely hollering in my house. And then when like you were in the overall, I was like, she's getting it. She's getting it. I was like, Eric, are you watching? And he's like, which one am I watching? I was like, fucking Mina, god damn it. But hey, tell us from your point of view, like how did it feel to not only win your pro card, but to like win the whole fucking show?
Um, I don't talking about it is still like it's still sinking in. Garrett, my boyfriend, he said he was like when they did your class and like the classes before you when they called second place, the girl who was left like knew she won her pro card. For me, I just like stood there for a second. I was still smiling, holding my front pose, and it wasn't until they said and knew I was the pro, and I was like it was just a wave of like it was so fast. It was like all these years that I've spent working towards this, like it's happening right now. And you can see it on the photos and the expression in my face. Like I wasn't doing like that cute, soft wedding smile. I was like, um, and I was fighting all the Botox and filler in my face with every fiber in my being. So it was a very raw reaction. And then by the time we got to the overall, like, and I it didn't matter. It didn't matter that I was in the overall. I'm like, I got my pro card. Like, whatever happens, happens. I don't care. And I was still just so on top of the world from that moment. I didn't know who I was competing against. It could have been Issa and Eduarda, and I was just out there. Um, and so when they called my name for the overall, I think that was more of a shock than winning the pro card itself. Because like I was splitting center going into or leaving prejudging, and I had 7 hours to sit there and ruminate on, okay, like, do I got it? Do I not? If I don't, it's okay. I can argue it both ways. So like I knew it was a possibility. The overall was so out of sight, out of mind because my one goal was just to get the pro card. Or my real only goal was to like do my best and bring my best. So and of course I practiced like the walk to the back and things like that just in case. But I had no idea that it was going to happen. So it was
I
very
literally I'm still get chills whenever she talks about it because just hearing her express how badly she wanted it and very calm and collected and would revalidate no expectations. I don't want to be let down again coming from last season when you missed your pro card. Um but in the same breath, on the verge of tears, she was always like, but I want it so bad.
Yeah.
And you can just tell how much it fucking meant to her. And I've only known you in prep, but immediately you can get a sense of this girl, every single day is checking her boxes and is doing everything she possibly can to get this and has been doing this for years. She's already a pro. It's just she just needs that card in her hands, and we already know that's yours. So when they called her name for the overall, I started crying. I was bawling, and I'm a week out at this point, so I have no emotions. I'm just I'm a zombie at this point. And then she got it, and I was like, oh, just crying.
So I guess we can do the infamous question of what's next. since I know because we talked about it, but if
Mhm.
you want to share with our listeners and all of that.
So Emily's still sitting here with goosebumps. Like there's little moments where it'll come through and be like, okay, that really happened. Um, I wanted so badly to go do the Phoenix, Rising Phoenix with Olivia. It just okay. My fan is off, and I still hear things.
I am honestly unsure. We might be able to
Maybe it won't
edit
come,
it.
and hopefully, like edit this out. um, but
Very
um, so I wanted so badly to do the Rising Phoenix with Olivia, very, very badly. So like that's gonna be so fun if we can do it together. And that was like kind of initially my plan to jump right to a pro debut. My feedback was you're ready to get on a pro stage. One judge came out from the table, came up to the assistant coach and was like, "Hey, you need to go put her in a pro shot." And I was like, "No." And then the head judge was like, "You are ready for the pro stage. If you want to reach your fullest potential, you do need to put on some density in your upper body." So I decided to not force a good thing. Just be able because I also wouldn't be able to be the support that I want to be for my friend. Um, if we were both doing the same show, my boyfriend wouldn't have been able to come. And like, while it's not required for him to be there, it would be very special to share. So the tentative plan is to start with the Toronto Pro next year. Olivia's from Toronto, so she said she would come. So I'm like, okay, I'll have my emotional support bestie there. And then just run the circuit. So Toronto and then Tangi, I believe after that is the then Tampa. I I want to qualify for the 2026. And I think with
Can
the
you guys?
system,
I know that they just changed the point system with that. Is there like it's they tally everybody and whoever has the most? Is that how that works?
so there's a few ways. If you win the New York Pro, Pittsburgh Pro, or the Arnold, you're automatically qualified. Top
Okay.
three from the Olympia are already qualified. If you win two pro shows, you're qualified, and then the rest of the competitors are top 25 in weeks. So, um, you have to like, if someone does all the shows, like they're gonna have the most points, especially if they're placed in the top five. So, I'm planning to do 5 shows if I have to. Um, which means that prep is also going to be a little bit different. The way we go about peaking, the way we go about guiding it, it's going to have to be a lot more strategic because it's not just like throw all the gas for one moment. It's like you have to be able to sustain that for a couple months, which is going to be a whole new challenge. So that is certainly the goal, and I think it's tangible with the new point system. I think if they didn't have that, saying I want to qualify for the 2026 Olympia would be like, okay, girl, like you can go win your pro debut. That's not been done by many. So, um, and I'm gonna go get some booze, more than likely.
Did you already book that?
No, but so I am. I am also on the fence too because I'm like we found this formula that works for me as far as getting me lean. Like I'm firing on all cylinders. My reverse, I'm not at the 500 club yet, but my carbs just got bumped up to close to 325 on my training days.
That's good for you. I remember you
And
saying.
I'm only like 6 weeks or 6 weeks, 6 pounds above my stage weight, 4 weeks post show, and like, all these. So my point of that being is like my body is just bruising, and I kind of don't want to throw a variable into that that's going to potentially mess that. And it might not, but I've never had an augmentation before. I don't know how my body's going to do a silicone shoved underneath my skin. So I don't want to potentially delay. So I'm thinking about it because I don't want to potentially delay being able to get on stage next year.
Mhm.
'Cause I'm also super good at stuffing my bra. So it's
That nobody knew that you did not have implants. Honestly, I thought that for the longest time. And just kind of listening to your concerns, I think they're pretty valid. I mean, realistically, we've all been the three of us have been through breast augmentation surgeries, and like the rule of thumb is between like 4 to 6 weeks of nothing. But there is definitely also the like certain amount of things you can do immediately and then building up to being full speed. So even the 4 to 6 weeks, you probably still aren't. So I'd say fair, call yourself 8 weeks. It's a decent amount of time. It's 2 months out of your growth phase that's not going to be dedicated to growth.
And then
Right.
prep is tentatively starting in like February, which, you know, I don't think I'm one of those people with the physique where it's like, man, if she just had some boobs. Uh,
No, you're not.
Oh.
which I'm thankful for. And again, I think part of that is thanks to the tube sock stuffing. It is something I want from a vanity aspect. Like I've I've wanted boobs for a long time, but I think I need to take some time to think about it. Like as because where I may differ from Olivia and Ash, like I have interests and hobbies outside of bodybuilding 100%. And like I know I'm not just a bodybuilder, but
Mhm.
this means so much to me that like I'm willing to be a little bit uncomfortable with how I look on a day-to-day basis, like with my chest and being in prep to make ensure that I'm able to reach my goals in the timeline that I want to. Which
I mean, Mina, you can have my boobs because I was thinking about getting them taken out just so I can train chest again. So, like, if you want, maybe I can get you a discount where it's like we just like swap a boob. You know what I'm saying?
honestly, like I'm not opposed to it. Um,
It's BYOS, bring your own silicone.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like why not? You know what I'm saying? Just do a lateral transfer so I don't have a lateral displacement.
Everybody you talk to is going to have a different story too, like of how they feel about it. If it was me personally, I would go back in time and never do it to begin with because I've had 8 surgeries
Mhm.
due to things going wrong.
when that's, I kind of knew that about you, and I've definitely thought about that. And it's not where I think I'm going to be the one like outlier person, but anytime you go under surgery, you go under the knife, you're taking the risk. And
Yeah.
I just have to figure out if that risk is worth the reward. 'Cause, like generally speaking, I don't think it. Yes, do I think it would improve my shape some, make my waist look a little bit smaller, my side poses? Yes, would I feel more confident? For sure. But is it going to
Mhm.
be one of those things where like it makes or breaks my placing? I really don't think so.
No, I don't think
Probably
so.
not.
The only thing I would say for anybody listening to this, and I wish that I had been told this initially, is if you have autoimmune issues, to really think it through because I have my entire life. Anything I've ever tried to do, whether it's
Mhm.
piercings, hernia surgery, gum grafts, like I always had a negative reaction. And I was like so desperate that just wanted to do it, didn't care. But I also wasn't educated from the doctors. This was 11 years ago.
Mhm.
If I knew what I know now, I would never have done it. But that's me personally. Most people don't have the weird reactions to shit that I do. I'm that outlier.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go back to Miss Olivia if that's okay because I want to know about like your experience stepping on a pro stage for the first time ever, the ladies that you were up against, what your feedback was and what you did in between shows because you only had a week
Mhm.
between shows, right? So, do you mind kind of divulging us as to like what your prep as a pro was like and kind of just like walk us through?
So I mean the prep as a whole, as a pro, was similar to mine. Like it was really easy for some reason, to the point where like I was getting close to the end and I was like, holy shit, I'm like 4, 3, 2 weeks out
Mhm.
and I feel really good. Like my cardio's lower, my food is higher. Um, I'm not suffering by any means. So it was a really smooth prep right up until the end, and then I kind of like wrote a fine line towards the end there. Um, but the whole competing as a pro experience was so cool. Like
Mhm.
just from check-in, and like they call each athlete up one by one by name to go shake the judge's hand and check in. So it's just like it's a lot more like personal and you feel like a pro. It's not like you go and whatever and sit in a line and just collect your button and that's it and nobody cares who you are or what you're doing. Um so that was cool. Like all of the girls were really nice, like the ones that I got to talk to. And it's nice when you can be backstage with these people and know that you're competing against them, but also with them and like your peers at the end of the day. You've all
Mhm.
worked to get to the point where you are. Um, and it was also cool just standing in between like Olympians. right? And being compared next to Olympians and seeing those photos and being like, wow, okay, I'm holding my own, like I belong up there. Um, so the first show, like I thought my peak went really well. Um, I just kind of came in maybe like a little bit too full. Um, they were just like my my glutes looked a little bit off,
Hmm.
if they said. And then she also noted that I just looked a little bit nervous, which 100%, like I hadn't been on stage in over a year. It's my pro debut. I stumbled a little bit.
Hmm.
I tripped over the tape. Like the flooring wasn't great. Um, so and I told her I was like, yeah, it was my pro debut. Like I got the jitters out. So going on stage the next week, like full confidence.
Hmm.
I was like, this is my redemption shot. And you can totally see that in like the video and the photo footage that I have back now. Like Phoenix, I feel like I rocked the stage. Like I
Yeah.
was super like confident, happy to be up there. Um the the peak itself was pretty similar. The week was really chill. We basically just kind of held that look throughout. Like, didn't have any cardio, just had a step goal. Food stayed pretty high. Like, I was about 300 grams of carbs daily until we got to the last couple days, and then just filled me up a little bit. Not as hard as the previous show. Um, but it came in looking very, very similar. Conditioning held. So I'm still waiting for feedback from the Phoenix show, but
Hmm.
we know that I was one of the most conditioned, so I'm expecting my feedback to be that I was too conditioned for maybe what they were looking for, but we'll see. I'll get that feedback soon.
Got it. So your first feedback with, I mean, I guess like I don't really know the judge's lingo, but like, how can you control if your glutes look off? Like what the like to me, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know.
like like your glutes are glutes. Like
Um, but it like the head judge from that show was also on the panel in the next one. She
Mm,
wasn't the head judge though. Um, so I mean, coming from 12th or sorry, yeah, 12th up to 7th
mhm,
in a week, it could just be a matter of judges' perception.
mm,
They're appeased to me and what they liked. So it's again, it's very subjective. Depends who's on the judges' panel. You never know.
got it. Did you because Mina is your posing coach, correct?
Yeah,
Did you and Mina change anything with your routine or your sway to make you feel more confident this second go around?
yeah. I told her after, I was like, we should probably change this just to make it more simple so that I don't stumble. I don't know what the floor there is going to be like. Like, let's just make it as simple as possible. So my confidence is just like a
Mm,
step higher. So it almost the same routine, like the same kind of transitions ish, same flow, just took out like a couple steps that I was tripping up on the first show. Um, so I just felt a little bit better going into
And
that
I
next
just
one.
have to say, I was watching the live stream. When I saw her walk out with her first group, I immediately texted her husband and was like, oh my God, she is so on. She came out there like, y'all are coming to see me. And I've never been so proud. I have goosebumps right now talking about her. And it made me so proud of her. Um, and just so excited for her because again, like the way you leveled up Olivia from a confidence and presentation standpoint in a week too was
mhm.
like, okay, now she knows she's that bitch. Like she was questioning it a little bit at first, but now she knows. And it was just a whole different you. And I'm so proud of you and so thankful to be a part of your journey.
Mhm. Yeah. Obviously, since Olivia's a teammate, it's like, hell yeah, girl, do your thing.
Mhm.
No, that was fantastic. So I have a question for both of you. And maybe Olivia's answer is probably going to be a little different because she's still a professional, but she's kind of stepping away from competitive bodybuilding. But as professional athletes, do you feel there's greater pressure in social media since like you are now kind of known? Does that make any sense? I feel like that was a shit way of saying it, but like, do you feel pressure from social media with your pro status?
Um, I wouldn't say from strangers
Hmm.
or anything. I don't give a shit what people think about me.
Hmm.
All I care about is myself and what my coach thinks, and obviously what the judges.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't care about other people's opinion. For me, and I talked to my husband and Austin about this. Like after getting 12th, I was like, honestly, I'm just embarrassed that like my clients and my friends and my family are seeing that because they saw how much like work and effort went
Hmm.
into getting 12th place. Like what? Um, so I don't know. I felt like a little bit of like shame just for like the people close to me and for the people who care about me and were supporting me through all of it.
Hmm.
But in terms of pressure from other people, I don't care.
Yeah, that's good. If it makes you feel any better, I'm an amateur nobody, and my first show of this season, the first thing that I did when I got off stage is I went in my group chat with my athletes and I said, I'm sorry I let you down. Because I also felt ashamed and embarrassed just by the fact that I was nervous and I shook and I couldn't land what I had practiced and worked so hard on. And like, like, I'm an amateur. You know what I'm saying? I don't have like a pro status or anything tied to my name. It was just like, the sheer shame of like knowing that that wasn't your best and knowing all the work that you put in and all the love and support you had received throughout your prep.
Hmm. Yeah. But then you show that side to your clients and they're going to be freaking proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I stepped off stage and the whole week that I'm doing check-ins, like every single client was like, you looked amazing. Like you should be so proud of yourself. I'm so proud to call you my coach. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay. Like it actually doesn't matter my placing. They're just like inspired by the way that I held
Yep.
myself throughout my prep and the way that I carried myself on stage and presented everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so just seeing that other perspective was like, okay, get out of your own head here.
Yep.
It's you have like a big win coming out of this, regardless of whatever placing you get.
I think the nice part about that too is those are the people that do actually matter.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What about you, Miss Mina?
I feel kind of similarly. I can definitely empathize with that feeling of like disappointment. That's how I felt getting off stage in 2024. Like all my friends, like several friends had flown out to come see me, and I just felt that pressure. But now, as a pro athlete, one, I don't really care what people think, but I also just assume that people don't care. So that's kind of like a good caveat there. Um, but the pressure that I do feel is more so from my coach, the assistant coach. The first thing, or not the very first thing, but one of the first things that our assistant coach told me was, hey, you just won the overall. All eyes are going to be on you. Make sure you nail this reverse. Because I did not do so great with my reverse last time. Um, I think I've spoken to all of you guys about that. So she's like, make sure you nail it. Like you're a pro now, you need to reverse like a pro. So the pressure that I feel isn't so much a negative pressure. It's just like, hey, you have the potential to do great things. Make sure you hold yourself to that.
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing but good things is going to come out of me reversing properly, whether I'm a pro or not. Um,
Right.
so that's where that comes from. Um, yeah. So not a lot of pressure, just and again, I think that comes from me just assuming people don't care. Because it's not like I have a huge following. I don't really engage with a lot of strangers. If anything, I get a lot of support from strangers. So it's really the pressure I put on myself and the pressure that I feel to make my coach proud, make my clients proud, make
Mm-hmm.
my significant other proud, and just continuing to carry myself the way that I have been.
I love that. I think that's fantastic.
It was
Um,
when I got my pro card, I felt a very similar way of like okay, I need to handle this reverse and I need to handle this off season like a pro.
Mm,
I am a pro now, so act like one.
yeah.
And even though we say like to get your pro card, you have to act and embody being a pro, which we both did, but it's different once you actually get it.
I mean, yeah, I had the same mentality with my reverse, and now look what happened. I'm getting fucked over 4 weeks post show, slamming 3,200 calories, spending $350 on Costco. So, like, what does that get me, Olivia? Debt.
I keep looking at your shoulder striations. I'm like, damn, she really is still young.
Like, what the fuck? I
You
feel
know,
jaded.
it gets you a nice big Costco rebate at the end of the year.
Bitch, that's what I'm saying. Hallelujah. That is what I am saying. Okay, so we hit Olivia's pro debut. We hit Miss Mina's fucking pro status. Let's not forget Miss Laura Goldstein, freaking fiance in
Yeah.
Italy. Bitch, you have the floor.
What do you want to know?
Just I don't know. Educate me. What's coffee in Italy like? Did you get anything stolen? Like,
No, you know what's interesting is everybody said that to me, like, be careful where you go, watch all your things, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like wearing a fanny pack like across my chest thinking I'm gonna get robbed. And there was, knock on wood, no issues. But then when I did a little further looking into that, it's usually like teenagers and stuff like that. So at least I knew if I was gonna get mugged, it wasn't gonna be at gunpoint. It was just gonna be some sly little kid running off with whatever. The first half of the trip was awful. I would go back to Rome if it was for like a day just to like do the like historical sightseeing shit, but it's really dirty. They smoke everywhere. They don't love Americans by any means. Like I was at the gym just like walking to a piece of equipment and someone like right into me like
just
and
like
looked
body checked you.
yeah. They like looked down at me like stupid American, like get out of my way.
Jesus.
Like, how can you be that rude to somebody? They have a really weird thing with their bathrooms there too that like I don't know if it's a humidity problem or what but they get stuck from the inside. So I got locked into a bathroom and was like fighting my way out. Josh got locked into a bathroom, same type of thing like free and he had like really bad claustrophobic. So was freaking out being locked in a little dungeon bathroom. That was fun. Then that half the trip was done, and we went to the Amalfi Coast, and it was absolutely amazing. If anyone listening to this has the opportunity to go there, take it. We stayed in Praiano. We went to Positano, Capri. It's like going back in time. They have such like a simple way of life. Um, little markets to get your food. There's all like mosaics in the ground. Like it's just so different. Do not rent a car or a bike there because it is like one road for the entire island that is built in this like I don't know if it used to be like a volcano, a cliff, or whatever, but it's like you're on the edge of this cliff and it's all windy everywhere you go and they whip around it. Like I don't know how people don't die every day, just like whoop right off. And then the day before we got engaged, I was like, we're definitely not ready for marriage. Like even said that to him.
Laura's like, I already know we're not ready, kid.
Well, we were just like bickering because like, it's a 6-hour time adjustment. We were both way overtired. Food sucked. I like was down like 6 pounds by this point of the trip, starving and just all the things that like make you cranky and ornery. And like, I don't even know if I like you right now. And the next thing we know, we're sitting at dinner and I'm like, hey, look at that sunset. It's so pretty. And like, I was the one that was like, hey, let's go take a picture. And our waitress happened to be at the table at the same time. So she came up because it was like a floor up at the restaurant. We go to give her my camera and he's like, no, take mine. Like, think yours isn't that good. And of course I'm like, mine. And like giving him an attitude about it and turned my head looking the opposite direction. The next thing I know, he's on the ground and I like blacked out and I don't remember anything after that.
Aw.
Was he planning to do it at that dinner or it just kind of
No.
like
No,
Okay.
so initially, he had booked like a charter cruise for us for the following day.
Mhm.
And when he told me that, I like made jokes about it. I'm like, really? That's interesting. Just the two of us? And like kind of
You bitch. Man, Josh is working so hard. You're like already just like doing what wives do and are just like making them small. You're going to be a great wife. I'm not worried one bit.
So yeah, it wasn't I think it was a little impromptu on his behalf too, because he had said he was like, I had it on me because I just wanted to do it when it felt right. And I'm like, "Great."
That's really
Great. And of
Oh.
course, I like call my parents all excited. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we already saw it." I'm like, "What the fuck? Awesome!"
So that
Okay.
happened in Amalfi Coast.
Yeah.
What an engagement story.
No kidding.
Pretty
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Woo!
I
What's
would be like this if I were you just the whole time talking.
That's right. Like, just so guys.
You said
Uh,
you said you did this? Awesome.
Yeah. Just-
It's very, very important for me. I'm like the girl that does not wear jewelry. So interesting adjustment.
I know you're a tiny human. Out of curiosity, what size ring do you wear?
I think he said it was a 6. Honestly, I don't even know because I've never owned a ring in my life. So, but I also have nubby little fingers. So that's also.
And that's really funny because I'm a size 6 and I'm a tall bitch. I'm 5'7", but
Well,
my
I would
feet are
heard 'em-
size 10.
My feet are a 5.5. That's it. Like I'm short but like wide.
Laura's like that little mini fridge that you have in college, like the little dorm room fridge. And here
Yeah.
I am, like that skinny fridge that, like, I don't know why people have, but you just have it just for shits and kicks. Like, it's the one you have in your garage to store, like, soda cans for when the kids' friends come over. Yeah, mine knows. Mine knows.
No, unfortunately, that's the fridge we have in this house with 2 body colors. But that's enough. Nothing else will fit in the whole.
We have 2
So-
refrigerators in my house. This is mine. That's yours. Do what you want with it. Just stay out of mine.
I love that.
we
No.
definitely need 2 of everything.
Yeah.
We have 2 air fryers, 2 scales on the counter.
Yep.
I'm like considering like we should get another microwave because you're always in my way.
That's
It's
enough.
either that they're in your way or they're like not as cleanly with like cleaning things up, and then
Yeah.
you just get frustrated cleaning up after somebody else. It's a guy thing for sure.
We need
Dude,
to
I
keep
feel
dishwashing.
seen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the one that gets me. I'm like, so how do I constantly do a load of dishes every single day, every day without fail? But there's also always dishes in the sink. Anyhow,
Yep.
Honestly,
about-
like, here's what every newly couple that's, like, engaged or, like, living together, it's brand new, is do what, like, mommies do with their kids and have a chore chart. And every time they do something good, give them a sticker. And when they get a full week's worth of stickers, they get a prize. There is fucking nothing wrong with that with adults, because let's be honest, we kind of do that as coaches, right? It's little baby step things, and the prize is you're confident that you can do this and you look and feel better. Right? But like, there's seriously nothing wrong with that. I know we like laugh about stickers, but 1, stickers are the bomb.com. And 2, then you have a stronger marriage because you don't want to, when there's like freaking dishes in the sink or they're using your baby spoon because all the big spoons are fucking gone.
Well, Paul used to like, I wouldn't say it bothered me, but it was like, why do you do this? He would reuse the same bowl. So he'd eat his meal and then leave it on the counter and then use it for his next meal. And I was like realizing, okay, you're using significantly less dishes. So like, awesome. Keep doing that. Just leave your bowl on the counter. You can keep reusing it. And then it's only 1 spoon and 1 bowl to wash at the end of the day. Perfect.
Olivia, I do that shit.
No, I started doing it too. Like now I don't even want to do my own dishes. So I've started doing the same thing. So now it's just a counter full of like dirty bowls, but less to wash at the end of the day. So it is what it is.
Are we cleaning the bowl as we're reusing it, or is this it
No.
like?
I
Keeping
clean
that
it
bacteria in there.
with my finger. Like, I don't leave any grains of rice in my bowl because that for me is like so fucking wasteful. It is so wasteful. And I'm like, listen, my era, it's big bitch season. So
Mhm.
like, I am spending money on Costco and that bowl is licked clean with my finger. This Eric motherfucker, I want to get big. There will be at least 50 grams of goddamn rice in that bowl. And I was like, this is why you're small. Because you're
Yep.
not finishing that grain of rice. And let me tell you, he started to clean his bowl, and guess who starts getting big?
No carbs left on the table.
That's what I'm fucking saying. Like, don't tell me you want to be big and yet you're leaving leftovers, bitch.
y'all don't even like rinse it and then set it on the counter.
What part of
That's-
Finger
that's
Lake do
why
you
I
not
asked.
get?
Yeah.
What part of Finger Lake does not comprehend?
feel like
Leg
Y'all are
nasty.
nasty.
Sorry.
It's pretty clean. It's like 95% clean.
That's what I'm saying.
You're like
if
a
it's
cat.
like if it's gross, then I'll wash it, rinse it. But if I'm like, okay, it's good enough and it's not dirty, then I'll use it again.
Yeah, and like I don't use condiments really. Like sauces aren't my thing. So if it had like a bunch of sauce, I would get a new bowl. But I'm not using sauces. I just not a sauce person right now. So
Yeah.
like the only thing that's left in the bowl is like rice starch and salt.
hmm
That's valid. I put like 100 grams of yellow mustard on each meal.
Me
Well, there you
too.
go. That's why. Yeah, and if I was doing that type of that shenanigans, yeah, of course I would respect myself, rinse it out, put it in the dishwasher, and get a gold sticker, and then get a new plate for my next meal. Mad respect.
Well, I
There we
mean,
go.
I'm not that clean. I just rinse it and set it to the side.
Same.
Or we've been, for the longest time, I didn't use paper plates because, like, the environment and wasteful of money, but I just could not. I'm like, we're using paper plates. Could not be bothered. So that's how it lasts a lot.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Well, while we're on the kind of like the pet peeve thing with like bodybuilding and like kitchen stuff like that, what is the state of y'all's microwave? And be honest.
Mine is
You mean like
actually
cleanliness wise?
Yes.
I'm a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a clean freak, but I definitely don't like my house being dirty.
Mhm.
So if it's anything's exploded or there's some chicken or whatever on the side or whatever, I do a quick clean. So
Okay.
mine is 90% of the time pristine, sometimes a little specks here and there, but it's in good shape. You wouldn't open and be like, oof.
Yeah. Olivia, give me your forehead. I'm gonna give you a little sticker. Give me your forehead. Atta girl. All right, Mina, you're on trial.
Um,
Mina, no.
okay, let me validate myself. The microwave is like all the way up here, so I actually can't see the bottom of it. So
Just jumping to
like I can see the door, and there's no shit on the door. There's no shit on the sides, but like I did get on my tippy toes to like stir my cream of rice, and I was like, this can equal queen. But it's
What you
like
don't know doesn't hurt you, right? It's fine.
except, well, like, would I be embarrassed if someone came to the house and they were taller and they saw it? Yes, but it, I'm not gonna get down on myself because I couldn't see it. I'm not the tallest person in the world, but also I don't know who built this house because that shit is literally like all
I'm gonna send you a step stool. Just let me know your
That's what
address.
I'm saying. Laura doing God's work. All right, so Mina's refrigerator. Mina, you do not get a gold sticker. I'm sorry. Laura, what about you?
Oh, I'm way too OCD for that shit. If
All right.
it's got a spec, it's cleaned. I have a cleaning lady on top of that.
Laura, forehead. You're getting a gold sticker. Atta girl.
Am I the
you.
only one
Yeah.
who doesn't get a gold sticker for the mic?
Yes, I'm gonna gold
Yeah.
sticker myself because every single night, everything gets sanitized. I have such a thing with cleanliness that like I have what's called Star San, and it's food grade safe sanitizer. So that way, like everything gets not disinfected, but like sanitized each night like a professional grade kitchen. That microwave, I would have no problem like just licking it because I know that shit's clean. The minute I see something that's in there that should not be in there, I'm in there just wiping down all the sins of my husband, the sins of me. I'm not proud of it because I know it costs me a piece of my piece, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, man, nothing just makes me get the heebie-jeebies more when you open someone's microwave and it looks like they put a fucking can of Chef Boyardee's and a fork and they just set that bitch on for an hour.
Well, if Josh lived by himself, that would definitely be his for sure.
That's not
Yeah.
that bad, okay? I'm just being honest. I could
No,
have.
I appreciate that. You know what? Give me your forehead. You get a sticker for being honest.
Give me a half a. Okay,
Yeah, I'll give you half a sticker.
But
There you
Olivia and
go.
I, we had a conversation about this, and maybe you guys can really, because we're all about the same age, Laura. Don't count yourself out here. My parents, my mom specifically, she's like the type of woman who doesn't throw anything away. So I would prefer that the house looked like nobody lived here.
Mhm.
I'm constantly throwing stuff away. We live in a very, very small house, so like you can see my plant light, the dog bed. It's a very confined space. But are you guys have like a similar experience or like idea, like preference of your
My
home? Laura,
my apartment's. What's that?
where that's I mean, I can imagine yours is like it looks like nobody lives there when you walk in.
No, no. If it was me by myself, that's what it would look like, but it's not. We have 2 dogs that are both 100 pounds plus. So between shedding and toys, and I swear, like,
Diarrhea.
yeah, yeah, that too. I was thinking that up. They do this thing where they like want to bring me a toy, like, Mom, look what I did, and then 2 seconds later go get the other one and come back, and like until every single one that they own is all over the house. So you can only keep up with that so much until you lose your
Mhm.
mind. So yeah,
What about you,
actual
Olivia?
dirt, no.
Oh, I'm the same as Mina. Like my mom holds on to everything. There may be a use for everything down the road, and there's not. And plus, when we moved to Charlotte and like moved across the country to another country, I should say, um, purging everything took us fucking forever, and I never want to do that again.
Mm.
So, like, we are only buying stuff we need. If we don't use it, it's in the trash. And just like simple, basic, only things we need. Don't collect a bunch of junk.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. For me, it's like I actually have a house and we live in Charleston, kind of like in the Goose Creek area. And like we're just now like decorating our master bedroom with like things we didn't have from college. Right? It's like I am such a like minimalist person that it took me a long time to give the green light for a Christmas tree. Like we had our first Christmas tree last year, and Eric and I have been together for 8 or 9 years. So like I'm not proud of it. Like, I think it's actually one of those things where I'm afraid of commitment to stuff because I grew up with, much like you guys, where parents collected and hoarded all of the things, and I'm like anti shit. And so like I'll like this is how bad it was. I'll like look at these like Kodak photos from our wedding that like we put a little camera on like everyone's table so they could like take photos of the wedding according to their point of view. And got all of those developed, and then I was like, I want to throw these away because it's clutter. So it's like, it's something I'm not proud of, and I had to work through. But it is something where it's like I can heavily relate. It's not that my house is like pristine Women's Day magazine, but like thing has a home and has a place. And if it doesn't have a home or doesn't have a place, it's in the trash.
There's something
That's
so
his.
satisfying about like throwing stuff away though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that makes sense. Toss it.
Yeah. All right, ladies, we're gonna kind of conclude here. Laura, do you have any funny questions to ask? I know I asked my microwave one.
I don't know, not that funny.
Laura, you're fucking hilarious. Don't do that to yourself.
Funny questions? No, not really. I don't got anything today. Sorry.
No,
I
that's okay.
Actually, I just have one question because I didn't know that you were stepping away from stage. Is that like a finite thing, or it's just I don't want to do this right now, or
I super appreciate you asking. I kind of just glossed over it because to me it's no big deal. I get to continue on. But it's like this is my decision, and I want to be very careful with again how I say it because am I posing WPD? Yes, I am posing WPD. But the point is not to one day compete in WPD. Maybe I will. Maybe I will do a regional show and put together a routine and a presentation and have fun. But as of right now, what's more important is training that I love. And I hated hitting legs 4 days a week. I am super proud of myself for holding a vision in bikini for 6 years, right? I'm very proud of that because let's be honest, the attention span of people nowadays is like not even 6 seconds before they want to be on their phone and distract themselves. So the fact that I had a goal and executed it daily, religiously for 6 years, I am so proud of that. And I am proud that I tried again, even when my first show of this season didn't go according to how I wanted it to. Like, again, I am so proud of myself for doing a good job and doing it with grace. But I also have to be honest. I am someone I like wearing chains, bull ring, listening to Nickelback and Creed, and bikini has a type, and I am not that bitch. I am not. I know that I will never be 200 pounds clean of muscle. I would love to get there. I know that's not possible, but like my thing is I want to be big as my body will allow me while respecting my femininity, respecting my health, but training everything. I want traps, lats, biceps, triceps, fucking forearms. Like I literally told Austin, I want someone to think that I'm a dude when they look at my behind, and then when I turn around, be like, "Oh, she kind of cute though." That's my fucking goal. as I want to look like a fucking man but have a female face, because like I just think muscle is sexy as shit. I
Mhm.
really do. And while I never want to have children's, I do want to be a muscle mommy. Mic drop.
Here we go.
So essentially, you just want to have fun, train the way that you want to, and wherever that takes you, if you feel confident, happy getting on that stage again in WPD, you're just gonna go for it.
Essentially. But you can wrap that up to I want to be a bodybuilder, because that's just what I want to do. But what I don't want to do is train for a division that doesn't make me excited. And quite frankly, like my goal as a coach is, because I see this declining and it breaks my heart, you guys, is I see the bigger divisions, figure, WPD, WBB, I see them declining rapidly. And it breaks my heart, because those whole divisions, even when I didn't know shit about fuck as bodybuilding, I would do these hands because like I saw the women's muscles and I was like, that's beautiful. Again, before I even knew that this was like a WPD pose, right? And the fact that these divisions are dying, I was like, I would love to coach these bigger women and give them a chance and respect their health, respect their femininity, like
Mm.
continue to try to give these divisions a leg to stand on, right? And I feel like I can only do that if I know what it's like to train the way that I want to train, which is big, heavy, big bitch stuff, and then also learn how to pose WPD and also WBB, but not have the expectations to compete, because if I do, fucking fantastic. But if I don't, dude, I'm still gonna be a big bitch, and I'm just so excited to create that.
Yeah, yeah, I love that for you.
That's where you should go then.
Yeah, we're working there. We're working there, but I appreciate that, and thank you for asking.
I also
Right.
really respect that you want to have the experience training that way before necessarily coaching someone else to do it. So you're not
Yeah,
asking someone to do something that you've never done before. I think that's really admirable.
dude, and what makes it worse is Austin gave me a template, but was like, go pick the exercises you want to pick. So of course I'm like, okay, on my big heavy loading day, I'm doing a Smith squat, 2 pendulum squat top sets, pulling deadlifts from the floor. Like, these are some big bitch lifts.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, afterward, I'm like lying on the floor, like, just peel me off, because centrally I'm just fucked. But I'm like, you can't say that you want to be a big bitch and not do big bitch stuff. Like, that to me doesn't make sense. And I was like, truthfully, like I said, if I have to hip thrust ever again, I'm just done, you know? But like pulling from the floor, deadlift, let's fucking go. I want a back that I can have Thanksgiving dinner on. Like, that's my fucking goal.
It's not. I'm having that
Do
back
something
here
else.
Thanksgiving at your place?
Yes, Thanksgiving's always at the Markhams, by the way. So Olivia, Mina, whenever you guys have a chance to come to Charleston, let me know. You guys can stay with us and we can train at
Right.
UFlex, all the fun toys. And Laura, I know when I see you in November, I'm gonna give you a big old squeeze.
Have you been to Charleston, Olivia?
No.
That would be fun.
You
And
have to
the gym
come.
is really, really nice.
It'll be a road
So
trip down there.
how far is that for you guys?
3 hours?
3-4 hours, yeah.
So
Yeah, I'd say
Josh's mom and sister actually live there as well. So that's what
Mhm.
she's referring to in November. Maybe we could meet up.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not training glutes though. I'm sorry. Like, you guys can
I
go
don't
use
train
all.
anything but legs, so like something
No,
lower.
that's fine. You guys can do all the hip thrust stuff. I'll be fucking doing rows, lifting my chains, grunting like a fat out of hell, and I'll watch you guys do glutes, and I'll just.
Olivia was gracious enough. She's like, I'm going to do some of the stuff that I want, but like I will train with you at least twice a week. And I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that
I
because
kind of I I basically like put together my new training split so that I can still train with her, and I like chose the exercises that I know she needs to get better.
Oh, you
That's
guys.
so sweet.
It's still gonna
right,
benefit me. I'm still gonna grow my glutes, but like the focus is you, Mina. Like, let's get you some big glutes, and then like I just kind of filter in my running and my upper body and my conditioning stuff kind of in between.
that's I can't express like how grateful again and how paramount training with Olivia was to my
Mhm.
growth. And now going to be my I know you guys have seen pictures of her, but seeing that butt in person, I told her so like the way that we kind of became friends. We did a in-person posing session. We both trained afterwards. And like I kept like looking at the checking her out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, oh my God, she has got a shelf back there. And she's training so hard. And then she like came up to say bye and I was like, would you ever like want to train together? And she was like, well, I didn't want to ask because I didn't want to like cross that boundary. I need to know the secret to whatever it is you got going on back there. So I'm excited for you guys to.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, Laura. No, I mean, like, Mina, I was serious. I want to be in between your thighs. Like, that wasn't me joking. Like, that was me very, very for real. Like, it's something where it's like when women have like big quads and adductors and hamstrings and glutes, I'm like, I just want to like be a little ball and just feel safe in there. You know what I'm saying?
Like in a ball, like a little cat.
Yeah, I just keep me safe. You know.
That's how we're gonna feel with your like rhomboids once you.
Dude, just give me some time. Give me some time. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I swear to God. It's one of those things where it's like, we always did a really good job, like doing like hip cars and shit like that. But my shoulders, I was like, fuck them shoulders. They don't, let me tell you. I'm really working on scapular mobility and all of that shit now because it's like, oh shit. This ain't firing the way that it should. And I have my fucking first deep tissue massage with a sports therapist tomorrow at 10, and I haven't had a deep tissue since like the start of prep in January.
That's gonna be
I'm
much
scared.
needed.
It's gonna hurt.
I'm scared. But
No.
ladies, thank you so very much. It was so, I mean, like, I know both of you. I've chatted with you before, but I really do appreciate not only like your friend dynamic because you guys kind of bring out the best in, one another. This episode kind of felt like a Golden Girls thing where we just kind of like played off of one another beautifully. We'll have to have you guys back on in the future. And obviously, if you guys are able to ever come down to Charleston, or maybe I can make a trip up to Charlotte, like, we'll have to get together sometime.
Yeah,
I would love that.
absolutely.
All right, ladies, you guys take care. Be good to yourselves. And we're so excited what the future has in store for both of you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. All right, take care.
Bye.